Now, Bitcoin has done exceptionally well on its recovery from $55,000. We're almost back up at all-time highs. And all of this, guys, leading into the big Bitcoin 2024 conference where we have some power-packed speakers on the panel. For starters, we got Donald Trump speaking at the Bitcoin conference, in addition to one more presidential candidate who is RFK. We got Michael Saylor, there's Kathy Wood. Needless to say, this is making heads spin. Not just that, there is high anticipation on Trump expected to deliver a potentially historic message at the Nashville Bitcoin conference. Now, yeah, there are rumors on what it's going to be. I did post about it on the Discord chat yesterday when people asked. So go ahead and join the Discord if you're not already in. However, all of this to say, guys, if there's one thing that I've learned over my years of trading, it's the fact that the news is not enough. You want to make sure there's price action to back up all the bullish narratives. Now, besides Bitcoin being very close to all-time highs, there's one more thing that's gone off that I want to bring to your attention. Now, last year, I brought up this crazy system to everyone's attention on Bitcoin's weekly time frame. Right now, this almost has a 100% hit rate, and this was primarily hinged on two indicators. Number one, the MACD oscillator, which is the bottom of my screen, and the second one are the Bollinger Bands. We gotta use them in combination, and I found a brilliant bullish recipe for Bitcoin. Let's call this the Bitcoin bullish stew recipe. We're looking for two things on this system. Number one, price living over the Bollinger midpoint, which is that red line swinging right through on my chart, as well as the MACD crossed bullish. Now, this system often triggers in bull markets, and every time we get the trigger, Bitcoin continues its rally. But what we're going to do right here is we're going to go through the last two cycles just so I can show you how well this has worked in the past. Now, remember, we're looking for a combination here. Prices living over the Bollinger mid, which is the red line running right through, as well as a bullish crossover on the MACD. That gives us our combination effect, and that tells us that, hey, the trend is likely going to continue from here on. Let's take the 3K region right here, where Bitcoin was getting out of the 2019 bear market, and it's only when we started living over the Bollinger mid, plus we had a bullish crossover on the MACD, did we actually see Bitcoin rally all the way up to $14,000. And notice, prices lived over the mid that entire time, plus the MACD remained bullish the entire time. It was only when prices lost that Bollinger mid right here, this happened on September of 2019. In addition to that, we also got a bearish crossover on the MACD. That signaled that, hey, that trend was over. We were likely gonna make our way all the way down to the bottom of the Bollinger Band, and that's exactly what we did. Now, while this technically propelled Bitcoin into bear market territory, notice that every time prices actually penetrated the Bollinger mid, that often marked a beginning of a rally. Now, in this instance, prices made its way all the way back up to the top of the Bollinger Band, and yes, in that period, we did get a bullish crossover on the MACD as well. Now, the next time we crossed bullish on that Bollinger Band was on the recovery from the COVID dump. This is where we actually took out that Bollinger mid. Prices lived over the Bollinger mid through the entire time and then rallied all the way up to $60,000. Notice throughout the entirety of that cycle, not once did we break the Bollinger mid right after that. We are looking for a combination effect with the MACD also cross bullish, and the MACD did cross bullish around the same time that prices took out that Bollinger mid. Now, once again, it was only on the break of the Bollinger mid that prices told us to be a bit more prudent here and perhaps consider taking profits off the table, because around the same time, the MACD also crossed bearish. Now, to fast forward to this market cycle, notice how it's only when Bitcoin started taking out that Bollinger mid right here. Now, this happened on Jan 2023, and you'll notice in that same corresponding period, the MACD had already crossed bullish. But that was our combination effect that then signaled the next rally for Bitcoin, where we actually made our way all the way up to $30,000. Now, even on the consolidation at $30,000, it was only when prices broke the midpoint right here, plus the MACD crossed bearish at the same corresponding time, did we actually see a meltdown all the way back down to the bottom of the Bollinger Band. Now, on the recovery, notice what really marked that next pump on Bitcoin. It was prices living once again over the Bollinger mid. We had another bullish crossover on the MACD, and that was off to the races, where Bitcoin made its way all the way back up to $70,000 all-time highs before the halving. Now, even through this consolidation right here, notice how well it keeps you on the right side of the trend. It helps you understand when to wait on consolidations, when is the volatility going to kick in, and what should your time expectation be on the next rally. We actually got a bearish crossover on the MACD right here. This is where Bitcoin went into its consolidation. We broke the mid of the Bollinger Band on June 17th and made our way all the way down where? Bottom of the Bollinger Band. There's a lot of symmetry in this. This system works exceptionally well, and it does so through cycles. As far as the system is concerned, I believe we have a partial trigger on the system. Notice that prices has rallied, but not just rallied, we've managed to close over the Bollinger mid for the first time since we broke it right here on 17th of June. Now, while we do have one tick on the system, we're waiting on the second one to go off, which is a bullish crossover on the MACD, which we don't have just yet. But as soon as we have that, I believe we have a complete bullish recipe that could take Bitcoin to much, much, much higher numbers, even greater than the $70,000 high that we put in back on March of this year. But for now, we've managed to reclaim a very critical level on the Bollinger Mid. The Bollinger Mid currently swinging at around 65,692. I won't be surprised if we get an official test before we start rallying to the upside once again. And all of this, guys, leading into the Bitcoin 2024 conference. So for now, we do have the bullish technical analysis to complement the bullish gyrations coming in through the Bitcoin 2024 conference. Now, I have been following this system for almost a year, and I will be keeping up with this. If you want to stay on top of this with me, make sure you're hitting the sub and the bell icon. And if you like systems like this, you can let me know by, well, smashing the like. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will now see you in the Discord chat. Ciao.